Some 50 men and women of the law in the Northwest region have been trained on the application of CEDAW and the Maputo Protocol to fight against violence against women and girls. The training brought together 20 magistrates, 20 lawyers, and 10 police officers at the Northwest Regional Capital, Bamenda. Participants exchanged ideas on how to apply the law on cases relating to violence against women and girls, and also ensure that women and girls in the Northwest region are better protected from violence and empowered to realize their right to live a life free from violence. The men and women of the law were informed on the content of national and regional international human rights conventions and were encouraged to use human rights-based approach when handling cases relating to violence. They were also encouraged to sign and implement treaties that guarantee women equality with men before the law courts and in their judgment. The president of FIDA Cameroon, the brain behind the workshop, explained why they choose to train men and women of the law who already have a mastery of the law.
Gladys Mboya, the national president of FIDA Cameroon. I'm a lawyer by profession based in Tengene. So, this training, as you said, we are training people who already know the law. The first thing I'll tell you is that no one person knows all the law. But I will tell you why we decided to train magistrates, lawyers, and judicial police officers, even though they know the law. It's because it has been realized that violence against women and girls is a stubborn crime that is not going away even after all the efforts that stakeholders are putting in place. And one reason is because we don't have adequate laws to combat violence. There are gaps in our national laws, but we needed to remind these duty bearers of their responsibility to cite international conventions that Cameroon has ratified, so as to fill the gap in our own national laws and help us combat this ill that they call violence against women and girls.
So, what do you expect of the participants?
What I expect now is for the lawyers to begin citing those conventions before the law courts, and for the magistrates to actually take them down and cite them in their judgments. Then the judicial police officers should know too that violence against women is a human right, and they use a human rights based approach in carrying out their investigation.
Olivia Tamon, human rights lawyer and president of the Northwest branch of International Federation of Women Lawyers, invented FIDA. So today we had this workshop organized for magistrates, lawyers, and judicial police officers to be able to append them on the human rights legal international treaties ratified by the state of Cameroon, which include the Maputo Protocol. The Maputo Protocol is a protocol to the African Charter on Human and People's Rights and the Rights of Women in Africa. It's a protocol that was enacted in Maputo, Mozambique. That's why they call it the Maputo Protocol. And it is out to promote, protect, and make sure that the rights of women in Africa are realized through law. So it has so many provisions on the rights of women, so many rights, marriage rights, rights to inheritance, rights to own property, rights, widowhood rights, etc., etc., etc. It's quite elaborate. So we're kind of having a discussion today on how we can promote this protocol in the law courts so that they can be cited and promoted to protect the African woman. We live now in a society where the rights of women are seriously compromised. There are so many.
Can this law be fully used in Cameroon? This
Of
law be
course,
fully implemented?
it has been ratified by the state of Cameroon, so it becomes part and parcel of our laws.
Because if you look at Article 45 of the Constitution, it says all duly ratified instruments take precedence over national laws. So they are applied, it is applicable in Cameroon.
So most of the aspect of the law, they have a contradiction with what we say cultural law, as I can put it, with the tradition, the traditional value of the people. So how do you intend to blend the two?
Anyway, the laws, apart from Maputo, even our constitution and several laws are clear that any culture, any culture that is discriminatory against women, that goes against human rights principles, cannot be applied. It is very clear in our laws.
After the capacity building workshop, participants were satisfied with what they have learned.
I'm Barrister Kunfa Elvis, the Bamenda resident lawyer. Yes, concerning the activity that took place here today is a workshop. What is a workshop? The workshop is a forum where we come and we share ideas on certain issues that we already know. And by so doing, we remind ourselves on the different stakes and the different aspects of certain things concerning the law. So the workshop of today was very rich in the sense that it touched on an issue that is not expressly stated in some of our laws, but that needs us to navigate through a series of laws to the extent of international law. And by so doing, at least it reminds us of the existence of the very nature of that law and the realities of what the law seeks to fight against, which is gender-based violence,
But have you been having dealing cases of gender-based violence
Oh, they are
before?
very numerous. Cases of gender-based violence are very numerous, especially with the advent of COVID-19, where some men have lost their job, they are with their wives every day, so the wives experience a lot of violence from the men. With the advent of the socio-political crisis, we also experience at least a lot of cases of gender violence in the form of rape, assault, and you can name the rest.
So how would this seminar help you to manage some of those cases that will come?
Yes, as a legal practitioner, a lawyer, so to speak, I think with this seminar, at least I've added a plus to my knowledge on it. And given that it was a mixed seminar with police officers and magistrates who are the people with whom we work every day, it will make things more easier so that when you are talking the law, they know that truly you are talking the law. Because people have this conception that lawyers like code law and section, the thing is you just manufactured it in your head and you're just reciting it. So at least when they bring us together like this, we all agree that yes, this thing is like this and